This is Ice Cream Gecko, and in today's video we're going to take a look at the Bon-Gelati ice cream with the bourbon vanilla flavor, with vanilla from Madagascar. Isn't that lovely? Vanilla ice cream with fresh cream, refined with fresh cream. I do not know how fresh this still is now, after being frozen and being kept in the freezer for quite some time. This one is best used by, what is that? December of 2022. Okay, we've got a bit of time left on this, which is good. This side looks the same, so does this, kind of, yeah, kind of-ish. Let us take a quick look at the ingredients list right here. Pause if you want to read that. That only says bourbon vanilla ice cream. It was bought at Lidl, but I do not know the price of this thing. Pause if you want to read the nutrition table. Pause if you want the address of the company that makes this, and we've got 2.5 liters of ice cream, equating to 1.25 kilograms of mass. Isn't that lovely? Not your average to-go ice cream, at least I don't think it is. I think I would probably throw up if I wanted to eat this all in one go, but it looks nice having a bit, but having a big box right here. A big box, no, not a big box, a big box. I'm not going to open this up all the way. Oh no, it ripped apart right here. But I'm going to give this a bit of a smell test real quick. It does smell of vanilla ice cream. And I've got to say that this does smell of vanilla ice cream better than the Cremissimo vanilla ice cream we had about 2 weeks ago, I think. Yeah, it does smell really nice. It smells like vanilla pudding. Very much like vanilla pudding. Maybe I can tone it down right here a little bit, the shutter, so you can see this a little bit better right here. Okay, let's turn it back up again. Let's not screw around with the video too much. And let's get ourselves a bit of a portion size right here into our Chinese bowl. I think this is a Chinese bowl. It's made in China, yeah. It is, in fact, a Chinese bowl. A pretty Chinese bowl. This is my favorite bowl. My very favorite bowl. I would have thought that my favorite bowl would be a made in China Chinese bowl. I like this bowl. Anyway, I'm going to close this back up. And I'm going to put this back into the freezer, because if this melts, then I just have a bath of ice cream right here, and I'll be back with you in just a second. I am back at the desk. I did change the white balance a little bit. I changed it back to auto because something is changing in the clouds outside of my children's room window, and yeah, I do not want to mess around with the manual white balance anymore. Sometimes I do think that I really do not understand it. I do have to do some actual adjustment with that magenta green, or what is it called, magenta cyan balance, something like that. It's like a blue, red, green balance you have to do, because right here it always gets a bit like green and olive colored when the clouds obstruct the sun more than they usually do. Yeah, but anyway, now we are back in auto mode. So this is quite an airy ice cream. It's creamy-ish enough. I do not know how creamy it is yet in my mouth, because I haven't tasted it yet, but it is soft enough to be malleable enough to get it out quite cold into a bowl, which is nice. Many ice creams out there cannot be handled like this, so this is good. Half of it was air, wasn't it? 2.5 liters and 1.25 kilograms. I think, yeah, half of it was in fact air. We've got a little black pieces all around here, so it certainly looks like it is actual vanilla, which is good. So let us take, after adjustment of the ISO, a bit of a taste test right here. Yeah, first spoonful of the vanilla ice cream from Lidl. Now that is quite surprising. Tastes very much like the last Cremissimo, like those vanilla milk bottles, but this right here does actually taste more natural. It's got less of an aftertaste, at least up until now. Let's take a look at the melted stuff right here. Usually when these things do have an aftertaste, you really notice it with the melted stuff. No, same story here. Not really an aftertaste to it. That's interesting. At least not until now. Creaminess wise, it's fine. Absolutely fine. It's nice and soft. It sticks to this thing well enough as well, which is good. It doesn't melt as quickly as I thought it would. Usually when you've got these half full of air ice creams, they melt very quickly, but this right here seems to be fine for now. I certainly have had ice creams that did melt quicker. Overall, so far, so good. Taste-wise, it's fine. Smell-wise, it's fine. Color-wise, it's decent as well. Okay, not much more time has passed, and it's still fine. I'm quite surprised by that, because usually these cheaper ice creams, you do expect them to be tasting a lot cheaper, but this, at least right now, is tasting a lot better than the Cremissimo of 2 weeks ago did taste, at least in my head, from my memory. So I'm going to finish this off and I'll be back with you at the review sheet in just a second. Alright, the consumption process is complete, so we are ready to jump into the rating with the review sheet. First impression wise, it has been absolutely fine. I've had nothing to complain about. Color wise, same story here. It was nice and yellow-ish, not too yellow, wasn't too light. Overall, it just looked like you would expect a vanilla ice cream to look like. Also with those little black sprinkles of the vanilla itself. Overall, I've got nothing to complain about in that regard. Consistency and texture wise, mostly fine. Something that I have to add on a personal note, I do not know if this is actually, an impartial assessment of it, or if it is just my personal preference when it comes to ice cream. The foaminess of this stuff is sometimes a bit off-putting to me, that I do have to say. You do feel it, especially when it gets a bit warmer over time, that you've got a bit of, that foamy texture in your mouth of it ice cream, but that is something that holds true for all of these more foamy injected ice creams, like the Cremissimo, like many others of the same kind. So this is something that is not bad about this ice cream in particular. Overall though, it was creamy enough, it was soft enough, it didn't melt away too quickly, and it wasn't hard or anything, no. It seemed to be an overall nicely balanced budget ice cream, it seems, at least up until this point. 1.5 out of 2 possible points, therefore, in the consistency and texture department. Taste-wise, 4.5 points out of 5. Overall, it has been very decent indeed, I have to say. Vanilla flavor was fine. The scent as well in the first impression and all that. It was good. Overall, it was pretty good. Tasted very much like these vanilla milks. Didn't taste too artificial. The aftertaste that I expected, the aftertaste that you almost always have with these cheaper-ish molded injection ice cream. Not injection molding, that's something different, I think. Now, these injected ice cream in these tubs, like Cremissimo, for example, you always have that certain aftertaste of it. It didn't really have it here. It did not have that artificial aftertaste. It wasn't sour either from any CO2 they probably used to fluff up this ice cream. No, overall uneventful in that regard, and almost perfect, I have to say, which is surprising for an ice cream that that was bought at Lidl. Demoralization wise, therefore, overall 1 out of 1 possible point. 9 out of 10 is therefore the final rating for the Bourbon Vanilla ice cream from Lidl, the 2.5 litre tub, an actual tub. And this is where I'm going to end this particular video. If you've got a question or a video suggestion, leave it in the comment section down below. And if you want to see more videos just like this one, please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope I'm going to see you soon. Until then, bye bye.